So this video, I'll just talk about a stereotype and I'll debunk it or confirm it as it may be. Okay, so the first stereotype that I want to talk about today is this stereotype where you hear that all stepmoms are evil, all stepmoms are wicked. If you do not know, my mother is late and my dad is remarried, and before my dad remarried I was so scared. This video is to confirm to you that my stepmom is. The next one I want to talk about is a lot of stereotypes that are centered around ladies that are not married and they are probably in their early 20s, late 20s, early 30s, late 30s and whatever. Number one thing that people say is that you have a bad character and that's why no man wants to marry you. Really? Once she have a child, nobody can come near her. Her life is officially over. She's not a marriageable material. Her parents will chase her. Like that ideology. Do you know, I remember when I was in school then, I remember one day I had this thought, what if I get pregnant? Like now that I'm in school, what would I do? And I told myself that I would abort it and I'd rather kill myself than have that child. Hey loves, and welcome to my channel. If you're a first timer here, my name is Cheta and I create content in Abuja, Nigeria. You are definitely welcome. This is a place to be. Please do not make it your last by clicking the subscribe button down below. For my returning subscribers, my goons, thank you guys so much for the love and the support. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. I love you all. Now again, please, if you have not subscribed to my channel, click the subscribe button down below and make sure you like this video because it helps me out a whole lot. Like, it really pushes me to create more content. Also, share this video with your family and friends. I mean, this is a video that people have to see, okay? And then follow me on my socials up on the screen. I believe it's here. Follow me on my socials, and finally, please turn on your post notification so that you get notified every time I post a new video, because my videos are always like this, so much fun, so you do not want to miss out on this, okay? And yeah guys, without a lot of rambling, let's get into today's video. So now guys, today's video I want to be talking about a few stereotypes that I heard maybe from Nigerian movies especially, or as an African child, a Nigerian child, and I actually thought these were real. So this video, everything I'll be doing is I'll just talk about a stereotype and I'll debunk it or confirm it as it may be, okay? That's basically what this video is going to be about. My purpose of doing this video is to enlighten a number of people, because I know a lot of people are not properly enlightened about some of these stereotypes. They believe that every single stereotype that they have heard all their lives are completely true, and yeah, that is the purpose of this video. So before I start rambling, let me get into the very first one for today. So the first stereotype that I want to talk about today is this stereotype where you hear that all stepmoms are evil, all stepmoms are wicked. Growing up watching Nigerian movies, I always was scared of stepmothers. Like, you know, when you hear, hey, stepmother in Nigerian film, you are so scared, like you're extremely scared. So whenever I hear anything stepmother, and also my mom has a stepmother, and her stepmother was also evil. She always kept telling us about it. I also had like one or two friends that had stepmoms, and they kept saying these stepmoms are evil. So I was like, is this really what stepmoms are about? And then also, if you do not know, my mother is late and my dad is remarried, and before my dad remarried I was so scared. Based off of all the stereotype I've heard over the years now, I was so scared, like, oh god, stepmother, I don't want to warn, she's going to be wicked. I already had this thing at the top of my head and I assumed that this was going to be my reality. But yeah, this video is to confirm to you that my stepmom is not evil, and this stereotype of stepmoms being evil is definitely not true. My stepmom is not evil. She is absolutely the best. Basically, I can't confirm for any other person's stepmom, but then like I said, I had a lot of fear. Walking into this, but it's been an amazing experience. I don't know whether because she's a matured mind, I am also a matured mind. And yeah, for the record, my dad got remarried when I was about 23 years old. right? 23, 24 years old, yeah. And yeah, it's been okay. I've not had any issues with her, contrary to what I thought, that it would be very tough. Even my dad, knowing fully well the kind of person I am, my personality, he thought that we won't get along, but we absolutely get along. She's been amazing. She's been a great impact in this home, at least I can say so myself. So my point exactly is that she's a matured mind, my dad is a matured mind. I'm sure he properly calmed down and tried to like research or try to do his own findings before engaging this lady. So what I would say is, people that remarry, make sure that you are marrying the proper right person. You do all your findings, don't just jump into relationships. A matured mind is what really matters, basically. So if you're someone that maybe your dad is late and is thinking of remarrying, just make sure that your dad, pray for your dad and just advise him as much as he can to pick a matured mind that can align towards the family goal. And don't just assume that every single person on earth is evil and stepmoms are evil and what's not. Yeah, but however, I will still give her props for it. Like, being a stepmom is a lot, because you know, when you come in, a lot of, because of this stereotypes, perception, oh, she's going to be evil, she's going to be wicked, and for you to come in and actually make sure that everybody is comfortable around you, like, that's something that is beyond ordinary. And if you have any stepmom that has made her way into your heart like mine, I think you should give her props for that, because it's definitely not easy. I, for one, I don't think I want to be anybody's stepmom. But yeah, basically the long and short of all of these things I'm saying is that stepmoms are not always evil. So if you have that ideology at the back of your head, take it away, because sometimes mindset comes to play. If you believe it comes to pass, you're just manifesting it into your life. So yeah, stepmoms are not always evil. Okay, so the next one I want to talk about is mother-in-laws. Disclaimer, I am not yet married, so I do not have a mother-in-law yet. However, I'm going to say this, I have friends, close friends, that have mother-in-laws, and I see their relationship, and I know how, like, Nigerian movie had portrayed the evil mother-in-law trying to kill her daughter-in-law, trying to be evil around her daughter-in-law. It's not always like that. Like I said, sometimes, I don't know if I said this at the beginning of this video, but mindset plays a whole lot. Sometimes when these stereotypes, they feed into your mindset, that you like now project them into reality by sometimes these wicked stepmoms or these wicked mother-in-laws as a result of your own behavior, because you're already on guard and you think they're going to be evil, so you just put up your guard, and then before you know what, it's manifesting in your life. So yeah, there are of course they are evil mother-in-laws, but I'll just say and at least I, for one, have seen at least over 5 people that their mother-in-laws are amazing to them. So my what I would say is, just like I said for the stepmom, this is very similar. Do not carry that mindset. Give people the benefit of the doubt. Don't just put up your guard because you know, oh, all mother-in-laws are going to be evil. In fact, you hear people saying something like, I want my mother-in-law dead. Can you imagine your own mom being dead? Like, I don't know, why do people project such things? At least I, for one, I have experienced the loss of a mom, so I know what it feels like. Do not project such things on people, praying for their moms to be dead simply because you want to be happy, or you want to live happily, thinking that you can get along with your mother-in-law. It's all about mindset. I don't have a mother-in-law yet, and I am already projecting it into reality that my mother-in-law is going to be the absolute best, and I know that whenever I meet her, she's going to be amazing. I'm already speaking it into existence. So yeah, guys, mother-in-laws are not always evil, and the earlier we tell ourselves these things and get them off the top of our head so that it's not manifesting in our lives, the better for us. So this one is another very educative one that I want to talk about. And yeah, of course, if you have a phone and you're already using your phone, you already know this, I want to believe, to an extent. But yeah, a lot of these stereotypes you hear around period, pregnancies, do not believe them. Do not believe them. See, go and get, like, there are a lot of them, but the one I'll just emphasize on was the one that happened to myself. I personally experienced as a child. So when I was 13 years old, when I started to experience or have my period, I remember my mother's elder sister, who is more like her mother, so technically she's my grandmother because she's really elderly. She just found out, like, I went to pee in the night and she noticed, and she just called me and said, see, now you're a woman, if a man touches you, you'll get pregnant. I was super scared. All my life I was super scared. It was so bad that there was a time in when I say university, that my period was late. Right? Yeah, university. university, my period was late, and I just thought, heck God, what if I am pregnant? And I was not even sexually active with anybody, but I just thought, what if I am pregnant? Can you guys see how those kind of things play with your mindset as a child? So yeah, that's something that's, so I think I won't be focusing on talking to people and telling them it's not true. Obviously, if you can watch this video, you know that it's not true. But this message goes to moms. Please, if you're giving your children sex education, give them proper sex education. Stop telling them half-baked information. If somebody touch you, how do they touch you? Explain to them, tell them things. You get, I don't know why, like, why do we like to hide away or shy away from sexual education, or sex education rather? I know my parents didn't give me any sex education, proper sex education, and I know that I've heard like a mom recently saying, oh, my daughter said vagina, and she said that she thought it was only bum that was down there. Like, why are you guys not giving your kids these things? I know I'm saying this now, and a lot of you are like, hey, you don't have a child and whatnot. Yeah, fine, I don't have a child right yet, but I just think that I want to emphasize on it. Parents, please give your children sex education and give them proper sex education. Don't just tell them things that will just mess around with their mindsets. Like, properly educate them so that they are not confused or getting wrong information from somewhere. So yeah, I'm sure we all know this. Touching you does not get you pregnant. What gets you pregnant is when you are sexually involved in whoever it is, basically. And yeah, parents, please actually spread that actual true information to your children. Okay, so the next one I want to talk about is a lot of stereotypes that are centered around ladies that are not married, and they are probably in their early 20s, late 20s, early 30s, late 30s, and whatever. Basically, you are a single lady that is in quotes ready for marriage, but you're not married. Number one thing that people say is that you have a bad character, and that's why no man wants to marry you. Really? People still say that in this day and age. Look at her, she get bad behavior. Now, do you know that, I'm not even trying to judge anybody here, but do you know that when I was in uni, the first person that got married in my room was actually someone involved in like runs, what we call runs in Nigeria. If in case you are not we call runs people that sleep with people for money. So married men or non-married men, basically they sleep around. Basically, this girl actually met her husband off of the runs, sleeping around with men, and that was how she got married. She was the first person to get married. And yeah, I know a number of runs girls that got married through that means. So it's not about character. It is not about behavior. She has bad character. She does not know how to cook. She does not know how to talk. She's not well behaved. There are women that are very, very saucy and disrespectful that are in their husband's home. So what do you have to say about that? There are women that are very, very lazy that are in their husband's house. So what do you have to say about that? So my point here is that marriage has nothing to do with your character. It just has to do with meeting the person that you align with. I know crazy people that meet somebody that they align with, and then because of the love or the understanding between both of them, they align their character, and before you know what, it works out for them. So if you see a single lady and you're one that used to think, oh, she has a bad character, that stereotype is so stupid. And oh, she's not married because she's selective. That's another one. She's selective. How do you even know these things? Do you know whether people don't come to her? Like, you can't just assume for people. All these stereotypes are just so disgusting. So another one I usually hear is that having a car before getting married is not a good thing for a woman. It chases men away. Of course, it chases lazy men away. I mean, what do you mean by owning a car? So you're saying if a woman is successful and needs a car to go about her day's activities, she should not get one because she doesn't want to chase men away. You hear things like when a woman leaves her father's house, it's not okay because it seems like she's doing wrong thing. A woman is supposed to be in her parents' house. They're not supposed to live alone until they get married. I'm like, who even told you guys all this? People still actively say these things. I remember like recently, I was like, oh, and because I live in my family house, I have no complaint, and I just brought it up one day, and I'm like, maybe I might want to move. And somebody said, move. No, it's not good though. As a lady, don't move. And I'm like, what are you, like, literally we're in 2023, like, what are you saying? Then you hear things like, oh, women that are financially independent is not really good. It makes it seem like as if she's not doing the right thing. Women that can travel the world, like if you can sponsor yourself for a trip, it looks more like a man is sponsoring you. You hear crazy things like, oh, this woman has too much money, it means there's something not right. Maybe men are giving her the money. Like, all these stereotypes around single ladies should please just end. For the fact that a lady is single at a certain age and is not married has nothing to do with her character, has nothing to do with because she's well to do, has nothing to, like, you guys should just stop giving yourself crazy ideologies. Like, it's only a lazy man that would be chased by the success of a woman. A man that really knows what he wants for meets a successful woman and comes to her and they work together to even build more, basically. So I don't know what you guys are talking about, but yeah, all these stereotypes around single ladies, if you're one that usually says it or talks about it or whatever, to project it on people, please drop it. It makes no sense. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is this ideology of when a lady has a child out of wedlock, their life is officially over, they can never remarry, they're like second hand. You hear a lot of things. And now this is not me saying that I am supporting having children out of wedlock. This is me saying that whether a woman has a child out of wedlock, it has nothing to do with whether her life is over. She can still succeed, she can still find a good man accepting of her, she can still do things with her life. Like, you guys should stop projecting that thing of, oh, once she have a child, nobody can come near her, her life is officially over, she's not a marriageable material, her parents will chase her. Like, that ideology. Do you know, I remember when I was in school then, I was not even sexually active. Like I told you, when I was in university, I wasn't properly educated, and like I just told you guys a story of how I my period was late and I was assuming things. I said, what? I remember one day I had this thought: what if I get pregnant? Like, now that I'm in school, what would I do? And I told myself that I would abort it and I'd rather kill myself than have that child. Imagine me as a less than 20 something year old, maybe like I was within, in uni I was within 17 to 20, 21. Imagine me having such ideology at that age, seeing a child as something very grievous, and that's because of what society has caused it. Again, before anybody will misquote me, I never said I am in support of having children out of wedlock. All I am saying is that if you have children out of wedlock, your life is not over. You can still pick up the pieces of your life. People make mistakes. You can still pick up the pieces of your life, find someone who loves you, move on with your life, grow that child, be happy, and all of that. But then having that ideology of, oh, once you have a child you can never succeed, you can never move forward, that's a blatant lie. And anybody that is projecting such a stereotype to you or telling you that and making you feel some type of way, do not believe them. Again, I am not in support of having children out of wedlock, because I am just a typical someone that likes to follow the traditional way of having children after marriage. But then of course, if it happens, it's you don't need to kill yourself about it. Just suck it up and do what you have to do for your child, and don't just sit down sulking and thinking this is the end. Basically, this is 2023 and a lot of single moms are out there successful and doing great things. Okay, so yeah, that's basically the long and short of this video. If there is any stereotype that you want to confirm or debunk, do that by dropping a message in the comment section below, or any stereotype at all you want to just discuss about, put it in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. Do not forget to subscribe, like, share, turn on your post notifications so that you get notified, guys. Like, this is a place to be. And yeah, finally, follow me on my socials. You guys are not interacting with me on my socials, please follow me on my socials, TikTok, Instagram. I am very active there. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.